Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined by not Rowan or Eli, they're both dead. I'm joined by returning guest for the third time, Matty Boi. Matty, it's funny because you are turning into a member by the minute, and it's just funny. It's you've been on like... Ever since you have made an appearance on the podcast, you've just been coming back every episode. Now, there is a reason for this. Let me quickly explain. It's not like we just stabbed Eli and Rowan. It's the fact that Rowan has actually not announced it yet, but he has exams coming up, so he's been unable to record for the past few weeks. So he's been off the page, unfortunately. So he's been very busy. He apologises. He misses you all, but he'll be back, I think, in a week or two to carry on doing the podcast as normal. Eli is also, he's chasing the fairies. I don't know what he's doing, but he's busy. So he did try and, he actually, I'll tell you what, Matt, Eli actually tried to do a solo episode, which he has done before, where it's just him. Because I was in Surrey. I'll talk about it in a minute. I was in Surrey for the day on Saturday. As this is going out late, I apologise. But Eli tried to do a solo episode, and I got like a message at like, I'll say 11 o'clock at night, being like, "Oh, I can't do this." I was like, "What?" He's like, "No, the news isn't good. It's only 10 minutes long. I can't do it." I was like, I mean, I love Eli. Don't get me wrong. He bends over backwards for the podcast team, but he's a bit of a perfectionist. I'm like, come on, Eli, can't be that hard. Just need to have a bit of spaz to it, and you'll be good.
Exactly, a bit of spaz, there you are.
Yeah, a bit of spaz, bing bang bosh, there you are. But anyway, Matt, yeah. I am talking a lot. How have you been? I do know you've actually been very pissed off today. Like I called you before this recording took place, and you were just like, "Bro, my bed." So, Matt, what's going on with your bed? Why are you so angry? What's going on, mate?
Oh, mate. Well, you know, I'm not to get mad about anything, really. But no,
it's hard to piss you off. It is.
I know.
So why are you pissed off? What broke you?
Well, simple as I ordered a bed and a mattress. Okay,
Right.
I get the bed. You're thinking, okay,
nice.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
No,
why not?
no, because I don't get the mattress. How do I sleep on a bed if I don't have a mattress? Okay, so now we're like, fuck.
So they delivered the bed, and there was no mattress.
Yeah, so I call up. They're all like, "Oh yeah, you see, the problem is the delivery driver didn't put the mattress in the back of his van." I'm like, "I know. That's why I'm calling you to ask."
The reason why the mattress isn't here is because it isn't in the van. Believe it or not. No shit, Sherlock. Anyway, sorry, as you were saying.
Just like no shit. Hence why I'm calling you. Right, and then he just decides to be like, "Oh, I can do it on Friday." I'm like, "Friday, you dumb? Are you actually dumb? Man from the big UK, you know, dumb." I was just like, "No, I'm not waiting until Friday because you fucked up. This is your fuck up. There's fuckery afoot here, and I'm not having it." Right, so put him in line. The best he could do was Wednesday. I was like, "Wednesday it is. If you mess this up, backhand straight up." There you go. Company gone, mate. Putting you all right.
So
and then.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going to say, like, the bed just, there's certain things on the bed that just hasn't aligned well, and it's just made constructing the bed difficult when it shouldn't have been as difficult as it was if it was done in a better manner.
So it's like another problem on to the pile of your problems today. So you've ordered it, both the mattress and the bed to come on this day, same delivery man, and he's like, "Oh well, the mattress isn't here because we didn't load it in the van. I'm very sorry." So that's the first fuck up, right? Because you can't sleep on a bed without a flipping mattress. So as far as I'm aware, you actually now have a double bed, right? But you've got your single bed mattress on that, so you can sleep for the 2 remaining days you have left. Good thing you didn't scrap that mattress, otherwise you'd be sleeping on bare nothing.
Exactly.
But, and on top of that, your bed is turning into something else. It's just not aligning.
Exactly. So now, I guess I get to choose what side I sleep on, really. I mean, it's musical beds. It's musical beds, but no,
musical beds.
Yeah.
Today we're going to play a game of musical beds.
It's just, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be difficult. And
it's just a bed.
And it's like, why? What, I make F1 vehicles, right?
You do.
If I
And this has broken you. The bed.
like if I make if there's a fuck up anywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's always someone will know. They'll be on you. They'll be like here, there, bloody everywhere, right?
Oh yeah, because it's a big. You can't fuck up a car that's going to go on a race, obviously.
And it's like I just don't understand how like companies like that specialize in that specific thing fuck up in that field, and they don't
Yeah.
understand why, they don't know how to correct it. And
Mm.
you're in a field where like even if you don't fuck up, you somehow fuck up. You know
It's
what I mean?
honestly,
Like,
it's honestly one job. They have one job and they've not done it correctly. I mean, I actually I got my bed changed a couple of years ago now. But I remember we actually similar. I don't know. It's the whole one job thing going wrong again. We ordered the bed and the mattress came first, and then the bed didn't come. But we'd already destroyed my bed, getting ready to build it. So I was like, oh, so I had to sleep on a mattress. But I guess
yeah,
that wasn't
like
too bad.
Yeah, the thing is, as long as you've got a mattress, then you're all right. Because, like, let's say if I didn't build the frame and
Yeah.
I still dismantle it, I've still got a mattress to sleep on. So I'm not like exactly in that sense annoyed of the situation per se. It's more that I'm just annoyed that the mattress should have come with the bed. Like, I pay money. Like, I work hard for money. I pay people to provide a service, and they mess it up.
Yeah,
Where like
it is
it's just like in
annoying.
my line of work, people pay to have things done, and they want it done by a certain time. They want it at this standard, and it's far more difficult than a bed being delivered. Because
I
most
mean,
of it,
I know it's like it's not that hard. I love how
yeah,
you can tell this podcast is British. Like the first talk about is we're complaining about a bed. So that is what you call true British men. Just complaining about the bed. But yeah, man, I just feel so sorry for you because you've been going through the wars. Like, all jokes aside, you've had like the worst thing happen, which you've spoken about before, which is the wallet and your phone stolen at the club, and now the bed won't work. It's like just one thing needs to go right. Like, what have you done, Matt? Have you bought like an unlucky charm and hung it on your room or something? It's like
I don't know. Well, it is the saying: when it rains, it pours. That
it
is the
is.
saying.
When it rains,
And
it pulls. It fucking pulls it right down.
exactly,
Cats and
it
dogs, the whole
does.
lot. But
It
anyway, but Matt, while you've been throwing your head out the window with frustration because your bed won't work, I have just applied for the BBC. Nothing more to say, but I've just applied for the BBC. Now, I think
what BBC is this? Is it the BBC? The BBC?
It's not the derogatory term, shall we say? It's not the BBC, as in the big black beep. No, before we start talking about that. But yeah, Matt has to make it go to the gutter. But no, it's BBC as in the British. What's it? You told me British Broadcasting Corporation, right? That's what the. So yeah, for those who are not, we have like a lot of listeners that aren't in the UK. The BBC is actually the biggest media, like TV. Business corporation.
Well, I think it's the oldest. To be fair, I think that was the first ever one that was actually like made like when TVs actually came around. I think that was the first broadcasting. Because I think it actually happened on radio. I may be incorrect, but I do believe it was. I think the first, or if not the biggest at the time on radio, then on TV. Especially when TV
BBC
came,
Radio.
It used to go like. Because obviously the BBC's it's in London, so it used to be a very much London thing. So they used to go, "This is London, BBC."
Yeah.
Like they used to say, like, "This is London, BBC," and
London,
then blah blah blah. And then like bring out like the headlines and the news. So, what's quite interesting as well, though, is they no longer say that, though, do they? You know what I mean? It just starts off with a nice, awesome tune, which is just one of the nicest tunes you can hear in the morning, and then. You get to complain. That's why it's such a good tune.
I love BBC. It's
you
amazing.
Go, oh, we know what time of morning this is. It's time to go absolute wanker. What? Boris. No, Boris. Yes, Boris.
Boris. No, Boris. Because the BBC is now just full of like, I've got to be careful what I say here, because the BBC might be watching right now because they're looking at my resume. But anyway, the BBC, I do like watching some of their stuff. Like, I used to listen to the BBC Radio Leicester, which is, where I live in Leicestershire, so BBC Radio Leicester is where I've applied to work. Just kind of doxed where I'm going to work, so hopefully I don't get famous. But yeah, I'm working for BBC Radio Leicester. Hopefully, fingers crossed, might not get the job because thousands of people. But here's the thing, Matt. I spent 3 days, three days working on my CV because I wanted to make it exactly pristine, tailored just for the BBC. Like, I'm really serious about getting this job. Like, I genuinely, like, because I really, that's what I want to do. And a lot of my viewers know I've been on a roller coaster of applying for all sorts of things and just not getting them. I mean, I'm acting in a film and that's still ongoing and it's still taking a million years to complete. Not much more I can say on the film front, but yeah, Matt, I have actually signed up for the BBC newsletter stuff. So if I don't get this job that I've applied for, I will be going, hopefully, and getting another job that comes up. When another BBC job arises, I'll apply for that one. So I've kind of made up my mind. I'm going to try and get and infiltrate into the BBC because, I do a podcast. You guys listen to it. Fair enough. Like, I want to be a radio presenter. I want to do this sort of stuff. And I'm just excited, I guess, to see
if my
voice will be on the radio.
I think anyone is. I feel like if it's your dream, or it's your goal, then, you are going to feel excited over it, and for you not to get it, it's going to be upsetting. But I mean, a job's a job at the end of the day, and, I feel like you're going to be happy about it. I feel like you're going to really enjoy it. And that's the main thing. Yeah, no, go ahead. Mate.
So obviously, I was saying, I'm not going to turn up to BBC and they're like, right, here's your own radio show, and I'm like, hello, welcome to Breakfast with Judah. No, it's not going to be like that because
Breakfast with Judah, just for this, Judah does not eat breakfast; he eats dinner and tea.
That is true.
Because he doesn't wake up in the morning, do you, Judah?
I don't. He's correct. Matt is correct. I don't. Because the thing, when you're unemployed and when you live each day sitting in your room being depressed about you don't have a job, it gets to you. So I'm like, right, that's it, fuck this. I'm not going to be wasting all these hours being depressed. I might as well just sleep them. So I just sleep until midday and I wake up and I'm like, right, okay, at least half the day's done. Now I can enjoy the rest. While Matt's hard working, he's already been up at 6 a.m. building cars. So, yep, it is true. But here's the thing, like, I have actually been out of a job for 1.5 years now due to certain things and issues. And, I mean, I've been doing the podcast, doing streaming, and now streaming's been paused, but now streaming's going to be back, which is also a good thing. But it does get to you. It really does. I think, I was saying this to you, Matt, off camera, that when you work, you appreciate, and I know this for a fact because I used to work, but you appreciate your time off. But then when you have loads of time off, you appreciate work. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So being someone who's not been in work for 1.5 years, I really want to bloody work. It's not fun. Like,
well, I feel like I understand what you're saying, but I feel like the best is obviously being wealthy, because when you're wealthy, you get the best of both worlds, because you get money from certain hard work you've done, but you do get to be able to take the holidays you want to take and be able to have like this massive free time. But
with a lot of things to do.
And that is the best. That is like the...
I think it's both of our ultimate goals to become rich. I mean, I'm always going to be in the media production team. That's what I'm going to do. I want to be in the media team. I'm going to be on the YouTube. I want to be active. I'm going to be content creating. You never know. It takes one video to blow up, and if I do blow up one day, I'll probably look back on this in 6 years and be like, oh, look at him, and he was a small little podcaster.
Exactly, and I've tried helping you on this. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried getting you in contact with one of my contacts, but I can try a few.
Oh yeah, Matt actually did try and get me involved with F1. I don't know if I spoke about that before, but we actually were literally this close to get into F1 with me, but then BBC came up, and I was like, I appreciate the offer, Matt, but BBC.
And his sexuality got the best of him, and he was like, "You've got to take."
I need to take that BBC. Who said that? But anyway, I feel like, I mean, on the point of just, working and not working, I found this out. Like, I feel like humans just are made to work, and that's because we are. Because I look at my grandparents, bless them, they're retired. They've worked so hard all their lives. They've got a nice big, salary now to enjoy their lays, gardening, sitting back, eating crumpets, and watching the sunshine. But no. My granddad literally breaks his back last year because he's fixing a fence, doing this, doing that, doing that. My grandparents, right, and my grandma, because I've got grandparents and a grandma, they both just, they when I speak to them on like a call, they're both like complaining about how busy they are. They're like, oh, we're so busy. It's like so stressful. I'm like, Granddad, Grandma, you're retired. I think you're forgetting you're actually retired. Like, you can relax, like, you don't have to be doing all this stuff. But they're like, oh, but if we just sit down, we feel bored. We need to be doing things. So, like, they're involved with the community, and they're doing this, and they're doing that, and they're doing this.
They want something to do, but then the thing is a lot of people do this. They want something to do. They get a task, but then the task is a lot more demanding than what they expected it to be. And then they're like, oh, God, it's actually tiring. And it's like, when you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, because like you could be just sitting down watching, Farming with Ted on the TV. But no, you're in community doing this, doing that. And I love them to bits, my grandparents. I'm not trying to shame them or anything. But like, I just know that it's just funny to think like they're the busiest they've ever been. I'm like, Grandma, Granddad, you are retired. Like, you can relax. I mean, and that just makes me realise, I actually do get what they mean, because I'm not retired, I'm young as hell, like, I'm only 19 years old, but sitting at home doing nothing really does, it, like, my mental health has been awful, just sitting at home, like, it's been bad, like, your whole schedule goes up in the air, because you've got nothing to do. So it's like, I feel...
Can anyone actually believe that I'm older than Judah over here?
Well, how about they guess, right, before you say how old you are, right, if you're listening to this right now, wherever you are in the world, stop, take a guess.
Well, I don't think they can comment on podcasts.
No, they can't. It's not live, but just, I want them to guess a number in their head and see if they're correct. If you're correct,
but like, on YouTube they can put comments, but I don't think
they can guess.
Spotify or anything can.
Yeah, right. Now you've guessed. Now, you got that number in your head? Good. Right, Matt, how old are you?
I'm 20.
He's 20. Now, here's the funny thing. You did actually mention your age on the first episode you were in. So if the viewers that are in the lot, they would remember this. But if you're new, then Matt is 20 and I'm 19. So you're only 1 year older, mate. But I don't like this, mate. I don't like the fact that this is the last year of my teen. I mean, you're already there. You're an old man, bro. You're old. You're old.
Ah, you see, they are.
You're a man.
In your eyes, I'm old. In my eyes, I don't know. It's weird because the thing is you reach like 16, you get a lot of responsibility, and you kind of like, oh yeah, like, you kind of see yourself as an adult. Then you turn 18, and you're like, whoa, I'm actually an adult now. And not really much changes from when you're 18, because like when you're 16, a lot of like letters come through. They say, oh, this has to be done. This has to be done. A lot more stuff comes through. When you're 18, not really much changes. But then when you hit 20, you think to yourself, like, you're like, oh, I've no longer got like this one in front of my age. You know what I mean? Like, I've had this for so long. You know what I mean? It's strange. You know what I mean? And from there, then you just think to yourself, you're like, well, then I'm going to be 30.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be... And then you're like, whoa, hold on.
Mate,
I ain't gaming. I don't like gaming.
No, before you know it, you're 45.
You just like...
Yeah, it really does scare me. I don't like thinking about it, from being dead honest.
No, it really, when you think about it, you actually go like, hold up, like, bro, I'm actually getting old. And I'm getting old.
It's like, oh shit, people age. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just weird, because I speak to my grandparents, and they're like, it feels like just yesterday that they were young. And I'm like, that scares me. I'm like, so before I know it, I'll be 70 and I'll be like, oh shit. Oh dear. Oh, what happened? Bollocks.
You'll probably be 70, going, one day these videos will blow up and I'll be a sensational old man here.
No, hopefully by then I've got some fat salary. Hopefully. I don't know.
If you think about it though, if you are still doing it,
oh yeah,
and
maybe.
at that age, what should you change it to? The Geezers Podcast.
The Geezers Podcast. I feel like I should do, if I ever get some sort of following, I might make another podcast, a spin-off podcast with someone else called The Geezers or something. I mean, I love your Discord, like, you're from Leicester, but you still love the London way, because you've got chilling like a geezer on your Discord subscription, whatever it is, not just this description. But yeah, sorry, back to the original point.
Yeah, no,
I find that... Yeah, on your Discord. But like... Back to the point is, you know, like big YouTubers like PewDiePie, you know, they've worked so hard when they were younger, and now they're this big, massive YouTuber, and they can upload a video of their finger and just get 1 million views and get like a couple $100,000 off that video alone, because they're that big, they can do anything they want. And, you know, in one respect, PewDiePie has retired. I'm talking about PewDiePie now. For instance, like, he's now got a kid. You know, he's got a kid. That's his priority. And he lives in Japan now and stuff, like, he's got his own family now to worry about, but he still makes videos. So that's the beauty of YouTube. Like, I guess some people do retire, like, I don't know if you've heard of MatPat, the game theorists. He's now gone off YouTube, he's retired completely, and that's up to him. But personally, as a content creator, a small one myself, I think that if you're a YouTuber, you could always do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be as much as you used to, but if I'm in my 70s, let's just say I'm in my 70s and for some reason I make it to that age, I don't know how I would be, because I'm an alcoholic and I drink too much to make it to 70, and other things which are not going to be mentioned because I'm young and I'm stupid, I'm a fool being young. But anyway, as I was saying, if I make it to 70, miraculously I make it to 70, I feel like I still would do videos. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like it isn't that hard. You just sit down and talk, and then get your editor to do it if you're big enough.
Oh, yeah.
Simple. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's like what part of you enjoys it, you know what I mean? If you've been doing it for so long, you might get bored of it, but it's just who you are, really. It's just the time and when, really. I mean, you might do it all your life. I have actually sent you some DMs. You know how you said about my status. So that's the symbol of my status if you want to have a quick look at that. That's what it actually says. That's what the symbol looks like.
The geezers, what?
The geezer garrison. Stay
the geezer garrisons.
Yeah, that
geezer
helmet with the skull on. Yeah, he's it comes from a YouTuber. I do like him. He used to be, I think he used to be in the Rifles Regiment. And
the Rifles Regiment?
He did a lot of airsoft, to be fair. It was his main just like
was he a geezer?
Yeah, mate. He was just like ex-army soldier decides to like destroy a bunch of noobs that don't know anything about combat and would just like play airsoft and just destroy them all.
I love it when the ex-army officers play like games like shooting first-person shooters. And have you seen that sniper guy going around on like YouTube?
Oh yeah, the guy that plays
he's like bang bang, he's bang bang. I'm like, bruv, he's getting flashbacks.
But the thing that a lot of people need to understand about is he plays Battlefield because Battlefield's very I can't pronounce it.
Strategic?
Thank you. For some reason, just mentally just can't. It's just twisted my tongue.
Don't worry, it's fine.
And usually I'm a one for big words, and Judah's usually the one that can't.
Oh, shut up. I got a 6 in English, almost a 7 by 2 marks. And I got a distinction.
Okay, mate,
I got a distinction, actually, before you start blowing fart noises with your mouth. Shut up. I got a distinction. I got a distinction in my oral speaking English exam, alright? Bam. Bam. Okay, hear the fireworks. Bang, bang, bang.
Maybe your oral for BBC, yeah, but not for your English.
I wasn't laughing at that.
No, I mean, yeah. So, actually, to be fair, I don't even know where we're.
We were talking about the sniper guy, but actually, before
obviously you were saying strategic, right?
Yeah,
it is very, because COD isn't very strategic like that, unless like you're kind of playing Warzone. But even then, you've got to rush. Where Battlefield is very much, you know, you've got to take in account for bullet drop. You've got to be very where like COD, you don't really have bullet drop, so it's kind of just like bang bang, very much most of the time. But like in Battlefield, bullet drop's a big thing. It's made to be realistic. You've actually got to think. You've got to work as a team. You know, you've got to have certain people in your unit that has specialist roles that work together well to amplify the whole actual team that you're in. But yeah.
Talking of that though, before we go on to the news, really quick, I I was going to say, sorry, my brain just lagged. I was going to talk about you, Ben, the army in a minute, because we'll quickly brief that, because you actually have said to me you've applied for something, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm back. I'm coming back. This is for the viewers that watch my streams. I've not been streaming for about 2 months now, but I'm now, the internet is finally being fixed, and I know when it's being fixed. It's being fixed on the 29th of May, which means streams will be back after then. So I'm going to be finally streaming again, Matt, which is good. And it feels like so long. And it's a shame, mate, because I feel like if my internet didn't break or be so bad, I'd actually be a lot bigger than I am. Because I was growing at a really good rate, and I only streamed for a couple of months, and I got this community together, which is still here, waiting for me to do it again. And I was building it and building it and building it, and when I got to my peak, the internet breaks. So I was like, well, that's just stupid, isn't it? So I took...
Well, I feel like it's bad because if you put it in sports term, you're like a boxer in his peak. You know what I mean? You're in your peak performance.
I'm getting larger.
At this young age, and you've reached there, and you've like got this bad injury, and it's hindering your career.
Exactly, great point. That is a great way of putting it, honestly. Because I feel like I was saying to my parents, like, because I guess, you know, I was growing at such a good rate and I love doing it. I don't do it for money. I just want to say that. I do it for the pleasure of just meeting people and having that fun interaction. But I feel if I feel like it, I would actually be a lot larger than I am. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, so to speak, but I genuinely think like I would have got somewhere because if I kept up the rate I was. And it's just super annoying that I have to. That there's this long break, and I just hope that some people are still going to be. I mean, I know for a fact that some viewers have stuck around, and I honestly love you so much for that viewer. But I feel like I've always had this kind of like worry as a streamer, like, oh, what if they're not there anymore? What if they've just gone, just forgotten about me? It's like, but I don't know, man. But the good news is I'm back. I'm actually back in business, back in streaming business, which is going to be good. I have so much planned, man. Like. So much games, collaborations lined up with other YouTubers and streamers, and that's going to be super fun. So, just a little update there. But anyway, before we move on to the news, you are looking for a new job. I think we went on down a massive tangent last episode about the army, so we won't go into that all over again because you've educated all of us, you know, about that. But how is it going? Have you actually applied for the army now, or are you still thinking about it?
I'm still doing a few checks because you have to check yourself first before you apply because you have to meet certain requirements and standards. That's mainly for the Marines, the Royal Marines.
The Marines.
The Army was actually pretty much simple. You didn't really have to do much. It was more just like apply, they see if you're eligible, and 9 times out of 10 you usually are, and then go in. But the Royal Marines is more like you have to meet a certain level before you can get in.
Ooh, right.
So, yeah, so I'm just finalising a few things, making sure that, you know, I'm there, and because obviously you have to check like your BMI and all of that, your body mass index and all of that.
You could get fit, you know, got to bang, knock some people out on the ship.
Like run 3 miles within 22 minutes.
You have to know how to swim as well.
Oh, yeah.
You don't, that would be nasty if you get blown off a boat and you're like, I can't swim, start drowning. It's like, oh, you short little twat, get back up. But yeah, I mean that's good though because you know, I definitely think you would cut for the job. You have the discipline, 100%. I actually have a friend. Before we move on, I actually have a friend. He recently just got his army badge. He's been training for I think a year and. Bit more than a year, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not sure how long it was, but he's now got his army badge. I've known him since a certain amount of time, but he's now in the army, like he's a soldier, like he's got his uniform.
What's his army badge? You say army badge.
So you would probably know what this is, but you know, you get something when you become a soldier. Like you get like a token of you are now part of the British Army. Yeah, you got the uniform, you got the what's it called? It's like a gun with a spear on the end. I don't know what it is. The army people hold that. They're like that. They're like left, right, and they're like right, like that.
What? The bayonet?
Yeah, bayonet. He's got one of them. I mean, you look baffled. You're like, what? What is
Well, no,
this?
like I'm trying to think of a patch, but I'm trying to think of
It's
like.
dark blue.
I
It's
mean,
dark blue uniform. It's a dark blue uniform with like a police cap. I don't know what regiment that is. It's RAF, I think.
with it.
I can send you a picture after this recording.
Yeah, please do because I've never. Like, I'm big into the military. I'm big into like military history and like
Yeah, I'll send
I've
you a
like
picture.
I've gone through every like regiment you could
Mm,
think of, but I know that there are a few ones with bayonets in that I've seen, but they're more like custom designed of like people's own depictions. They'll take like, for example, like a
mm.
cool looking image, and they'll combine certain things with their regiment in there.
Damn.
But I mean, I've never like the only patch that I know that has a bayonet on there is where you go to training, which is basic in Catterick.
Mm.
So it's Catterick
I'll send
Garrison
you a picture
Police
afterwards, and
Barracks.
you'll probably be able to. You'll recognise straight away,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
But
If you
yeah,
send it, it might be the School of Infantry symbol,
yeah.
where
I mean,
it's
congrats
like
to
if it's
you, Will.
red because
Yeah.
their symbol's red with a black
Might be.
bayonet. So
Yeah.
it could be that, or you could be talking about like the 12th. What's the
Mm.
12th division or the 12th
I don't
brigade?
think. I don't think I would
That's
survive.
usually a 12th
Yeah.
of spades.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I
Anyway,
don't.
let's get into what people want to hear. Sorry,
Yeah.
obviously.
Let's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah. If
that.
you want, if
Yeah.
you want to feel just because we have the tendency to love our conversations and
We do,
rambles.
we do. It's the ranting never stops on this podcast. But yeah, okay. Before we go down another history lesson, let's get into the news. Right. So, news of the week. This week we have some great stories that I've chosen myself. You know, Mr. Newsman, Mr. Journalist. I have found. So the first news story is titled "Rumour: Small update on Switch Zelda game featuring Zelda as a playable main character." Now, as we all know, before I read the story, Zelda is never playable, I don't think, in Legend of Zelda. Zelda's just like in Super Mario, she's the princess that you're saving. It's Link. Link is the guy you're playing. So, a game is coming out where you can play as Zelda. Let's have a look. You may remember that a rumour was doing the rounds that a Nintendo or third party is working on the Legend of Zelda game for the Nintendo Switch, which features Princess Zelda as the main playable character. Today, Papa Geno, sounds like a fucking burger restaurant owner. Hello, I'm Papa Geno.
That sounds like something out of like what's
Yeah.
it called? Either like Big Mouth or Bob's Burgers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got Papa Geno, or like it sounds like Gino's name, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like, you know, Papageno. I am
Yeah,
Papa.
yeah.
I feel like you go to Papagino's, it's like an Italian burger restaurant
Yeah, it
chain.
literally does. It sounds like an
It
Italian
does.
restaurant. You're just expecting Gino to come out of nowhere and be like, if my grandmother didn't have a wheel, she'd be a bike, you know what I mean? It makes no sense.
That's
So
from
I have nothing to
Gino.
do with the
Gino, you know,
carbonara.
Gino de Campo. Like, you would have got a
Yeah,
meal,
yeah,
should be a mate.
yeah. If my grandma didn't have the wheels, she'd be a bike, you know? It doesn't make a sense of what you say. Macaroni cheese has nothing to do with a carbonara. They are not even the same. It makes no sense.
What else did he say? No, anyway, better
Oh,
move
it's
on.
Gino, mate.
Yeah, I
He says
love
everything.
Gino. Gino,
Whatever.
good old Gino de Campo. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Gino, Papa Gino has given a small update on this project, stating that he will most likely provide more clarification in his June Direct predictions video, and the game is in no way related to the rumoured Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild enhanced port for the Nintendo Switch 2. Here's what was said. Should I put an accent on? Can't speak in depth about it now, but might this June. Direct predictions video. Actually, I'm not going to put a fucking accent on, it's too annoying. It's not related to the haircut concept for art for TOTK. I forget what's that stand for. Tears of the Kingdom. That's it. He just used that Imagine as an opportunity to tweet out the hint. It's not related to the rumoured Breath of the Wild enhanced port for the Switch 2. So basically, if you didn't understand what that meant, he's basically saying that this game is not connected to any of the latest Legend of Zelda games, I believe. In short, I've been. It's basically like, I mean, you would know about Super Mario, man. It's basically like Super Mario, but instead of playing as Mario, you're playing as Bowser, or you're playing as Peach. So you're playing not the normal character. So it's like a spin-off game. So I believe that this is I've seen Nintendo do this recently. I think with a lot of their big franchises. Like we've seen the Knuckles movie come out of Sonic. So you've got the Sonic movies, and now the Knuckles movie is coming out. And then you've got he's a spin-off character. He's a character within Sonic, but now he's got his own movie. Now with Super Mario, we've got Yoshi, and Yoshi's had his own spin-off games. But we've now had Princess Peach as a playable character in the latest Princess Peach Showtime, which me and Rowan have taken the piss out of in the past. It sounds like an absolute pile of bollocks. Like Princess Peach Showtime. That sounds like a game I'd buy for my 6-year-old daughter. Like, imagine playing a game and you got Peach, and it's like it's all Peach. Like, you know Peach the princess, right? Princess Peach. Yeah. So imagine just playing everything in your Peach, and you're like, oh, woo,
well,
woo.
I mean,
That's what you hear, and she's jumping about. I'm like, bro, no, I want Super Mario. I want Bowser. I want Yoshi. I want something that's actually cool. Yeah. Like Toad. Like now, Peach has got her own game. Okay, Peach is a princess.
I feel like what they're gonna do is make her like a badass in like what they do with most women in movies. Make it as if like she's some like queen or princess that can fight.
A feminist movement.
G and is like, and then eventually she'll call up Mario and be like, Mario, I need help. He'll be like, it's me, Mario. What kind of pizza I bring? Yes.
No, Mario, but like, it's okay, Peach. You can kick their ass instead because you're now big tit. Big
like,
tits.
You want independence, equal rights, equal rights. Bye.
Equal rights now exist, Peach. Bye. Goodbye.
Wait, imagine if he did a Gina. Imagine if he answered the phone. It's like, I'm me. It's a Mario. If my grandma didn't have a wheel, she'd be a bike.
If you have wheels, Peach, you can be a bike. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not trying to shit on it for no reason. From what I've seen of the Princess Peach Showtime, it's not a game I want to play. Like, when I think Mario, I want to play as Mario. Like, Mario is Mario. That's the fun. Like, you're Super Mario. He's bashing Goombas in the face. He's doing all this rubbish and shenanigans. But no, I've always thought of Peach as this little twat that keeps getting herself stolen away. Like, what kind of retard are you to get stolen by some fat dragon? Like, Bowser's a fat dragon, right? If you were a normal woman, right, you'd probably just get out equal rights and bash him around the head, not get locked up in a cage and go, oh no! But yeah,
my thing is that she's a princess. So where's all the guards? She's in a castle.
Yeah, like they're stupid and they're shit in their security systems. Like, what on earth?
And then Bowser just comes along and just like, oh, nope, steals them. It's like, something's that dress, baby. No,
yeah.
To see.
No, it's true. Like, I genuinely always thought, what happened to Princess Peach's guards? But it does make sense because she's got toads, the little mushrooms. That's what they're her guards. But Bowser is I've always been interested in the Super Mario lore. Bowser, it's known by most Mario fans, but Bowser is actually, he's in love with Peach. He wants to marry her. That's why he captures her. He likes her. He genuinely wants to have kids with her. But I'm like, how the flip does that work? What in the Bowser in the bedroom is this? Like, if you just don't go, I'm not going to, go into details because this podcast, I don't want it to get, like, demonetized or something for future reference. But, just think Peach. Then look at Bowser. That ain't going to work. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So Bowser, pack up your own ideas. And Bowser has a son, by the way. This is also what's more, the lore's getting interesting. So Bowser's already, stuck his winker somewhere because he's got a son. And like, we don't. Yeah.
100%.
Pardon?
Yeah. 100% Princess Peach. You know what I mean, Tucker?
No, but it's another little small Bowser Jr. But anyway, we're getting deep. Yeah. But yeah, sorry about this. Mario. Peach is another. Yeah, anyway, enough of this Mario. We got. Yeah, I mean, I always thought Peach was pretty hot as a kid. As a kid, I used to like get turned on to Peach, not Peach. Sorry. No. When I was a kid, I used to get turned on to what's her name, Daisy. Like, I'll play Mario Kart on my Destiny, and I'll be like titties.
Oh mate, I bet you that kid that was like cosplay on the old You
Oh
know,
no, that's probably the
website that
thing.
begins with a P. You know what I mean? And you know, you type in Princess
Two
Peach,
daisies, one cup. Don't
or
search
you
that
go
up.
no, no, you type in Princess's Peach's Peach images.
Peaches, peaches, literally. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
don't be
no.
like that. Sounds like that song. You know
Yeah,
the
the
Jack
Bowser
Black.
from the Mario. No, no, no. You mean
Yeah,
the peaches,
Peach's
peaches.
Peach. Oh, mate, I hate that song.
Do you hate it? No.
Mate,
I
it's
know.
just my guy going. It's just my
It's
guy
Jack
going.
Black.
Peaches,
It's
peaches,
Jack
peaches.
Black.
Mate,
It's
I don't want to hear no guy. I don't want to hear no guy because peaches, peaches. Bro,
Bro.
get
No,
lost,
no, no,
get
no. It's,
lost.
you got to be cultured. This is Jack Black. He's the one who voiced Bowser. He's
What's
the one who.
black about him?
No.
He's whiter than Michael Jackson.
No, no. No, I
He's
mean,
whiter than my bloody
right
uncle.
before we start going into ethnicity, Jack Black, the white man, the white Jack Black, obviously, you know, he
The
is a
white one
well.
is
I don't know.
the black
I
one.
love Jack Black. I love him. Like he's a fat twat, but I love him. He's funny as hell. He has a plastic saxophone, and he somehow makes that into a song on his Tenacious D. He's like, and it's like he makes it into. You've seen that famous clip, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But Jack Black, he voices Bowser, and it's like peaches, peaches, and it's such a silly, goofy song at the end of the day. It really is, but I love it. I love that song, and I know it's annoying, but like it's just that song. Anyway, I'm really sorry. This is a Legend of Zelda news story, and we're just diving into the world of Super Mario. But yeah, I think we did touch about Legend of Zelda movie coming out very soon, which is exciting. But what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think this is interesting that they're actually they've done? But you know, I'm pretty sure you already know of the two massive games on the Switch. Legend of Zelda on the Switch is probably one of the biggest. You know, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Everyone's buying them, and everyone loves them. You know, I've actually not got them yet. I just need to buy them and play it. But basically, what do you think? You know, we're actually it's just like playing. We need to see a Bowser game. I know this is going back into Mario, but like imagine playing a Super Mario, but you're Bowser and you're playing it from his perspective. So this time we're playing as Zelda. So we kind of, I mean, I guess it's cool, but it's a lot of heroines. Like Zelda is usually getting captured and locked up or something, and now she's the one kicking ass. I don't know. What is it with women becoming more powerful these days? No offense
it
to
feels like
women.
it's a requirement for people to start doing now. The world's gone mad, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the. I mean, I'm not trying to be like stereotypical and controversial, but I just like the general guy saves woman. Like I'm the gentleman. I like a bit of a gentlemanship.
Oh yeah,
you know.
but I mean,
when the woman starts kicking ass, I'm like dominatrix.com. No.
yeah, I feel like as a guy, it's kind of hot, but it's like you just look at it and you're like, it's unrealistic though. Or truthfully, it's like seriously.
All the feminist fans are going to hate us now, but it's true.
No,
It's
I'm
true.
not. I'm
It's
not going to go down it. I'm not going to cause any issues.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave it at that because
it
I mean,
makes sense.
you're the one that's going to have to deal with all the issues and stuff. And then when I come back home, some people might get a bit annoyed.
I mean,
so
to be fair, you're just
gonna
have some women that think that they can knock out Mike Tyson, just texting you, being like, no, we can knock out Mike Tyson. It's easy. Women's rights. Anyway, enough. We're getting too political. Yeah, Legend of Zelda, though. I don't know, like, me and Ryan took the piss out of Princess Peach Showtime, just because we like Super Mario and Yoshi and the rest of the team. We don't really care about Peach kicking asses. Peach is the weakling. She is weak. You know, she's the one getting captured. Why is she all of a sudden kicking ass?
oh yeah, certainly.
But I don't know about Zelda. Like, I feel like Zelda actually is, like, I actually think it works, right? So the Legend of Zelda fans, she's actually quite a princess. Like, she's got some, elegance about her. Like, she would pull that off. And I'll be interested to know what the game is. So yeah, I guess that's a big.
Oh yes, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, going off of it, would like to know about the game. Would also like to know about the movie and see how that goes. I feel like the movie would do well.
Oh
because
yeah, the movie
it's
would.
it's a lot like Uncharted. How that movie, like how obviously it's been a game for so long. They did it into a movie. And to be fair, I think it did pretty well, but I could be wrong. But I feel
they
like you had
did
a
a
bit
good
of a
job.
mixture.
It's always hard to put a game into a movie. So there's a lot of
Certainly. But
responsibility.
like make it so that people like it because you've
Mm.
got to try and keep it to the game, but then you've also got to kind of keep it in that movie if that makes sense. And
100%.
It's a bit conflicted because it's like even when people do movies based on books, like for example Harry Potter, there's a lot of stuff in that sense I've heard that's been missed out from like what's actually in the books. Like a lot of people say
Oh,
read the
really?
books off of like movies because the books will, you know what I mean, that's the original, that's how it was done. There's that fair bits that are
Oh,
missing.
so Harry
Only
Potter
because
really
it's a
doesn't have
movie, you know what I mean, they
glasses.
can't fit the whole storyline in.
Imagine he
And
doesn't have
everything.
glasses. He actually doesn't have any glasses. They added that in.
Hey,
Harry Potter's
imagine.
blind. Harry
And that,
Potter is blind! Meh.
imagine that.
I
He'd
know.
be like Judah.
Oh, shut up. I've literally said, I recorded actually a video, Try Not to Laugh video coming out, preview there. But I said in the opening of the video, got new glasses, do not call me Harry Potter. I will find you and I will kill you. I said that in the video.
Alright, Harry Potter, calm down.
Before the comments start flowing in, right, Matt, you're dead. Anyway, before we carry on. Oh, forgot your legs are shake. Yes, they are. Don't make that joke. I know you're about to say it, you toxic little bastard. Anyway.
Why? I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, okay. I feel mean now.
I know. I'm just like not that scared that.
Anyway, I don't know what else there is to say. Like that's, I guess, for Legend of Zelda fans, that's cool. Should we move on to the next news story? See what's going on. Okay, right. So, again, we're talking about movies. On the topic of Legend of Zelda movies, we're going to transition into this next news story, and it's the Super Mario. Now we can talk about Mario. So, Danny DeVito says he's open to voicing Wario in the Mario movie 2. Hollywood actor Danny DeVito has chatted with YouTube channel The Movie Dweeb on one of the topics of conversation which came up whether Mr. DeVito would be interested in appearing in the sequel of the popular Super Mario Bros. Movie, possibly as the voice actor behind Wario. Danny DeVito replied by saying that, "I'm up for a lot of things." What does he mean by that?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That I should be in the movie. He's got a bit of ego, hasn't he? I should be in the movie. That I should be in the. We will have to see what happens. You never know what happens in the world. I'm up for a lot of things. You know, I'm ready to do a lot of things. I can't do this.
My guy is making it. You know what I mean? My guy is saying a lot.
He is saying a lot of sus things here, but I need to put the serious cap on here. I'm up for a lot of things. You know, I'm ready to do a lot of things. So whatever's coming, you know, I look at, I see, I evaluate. I mean, you know, let them. This is like a word for word. That's why it sounds weird. Let them know. You should tell them that I'm going to take them to the cleaners, but then I should be in the. He sounds like he's on drugs. Then I should be in the movie.
He does.
He does. I mean, he probably is. When you're that big, you know, you just have to take drugs to drain away all the acting. You know, no respect to Danny DeVito. I mean, I don't know. I've never really been obsessed with Danny DeVito. I mean, I've got a friend who's like, "Oh, Danny DeVito." Blah, blah, blah. No, he's not really that special. I don't know. Is he special, Matt?
I don't really know much about the guy to comment, really. But I mean, he's just like an actor. I mean, it's like any actor, really. I don't think that any actor's special. I feel like they're all unique in their own way. They all do movies. They're all actors, so there's nothing special about them. If that makes sense.
I guess this is big stuff though, because I think I don't think you've seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out last year in the cinemas. I mean, you probably saw the advertisement for it, didn't you? It was like massive. The Super Mario Bros. Movie came out last year. I think 2 years ago. And 2 years ago now. Flipping heck, time's flying. It's if you watch to the end of that movie, there was actually the end of the credits. There was a sequel, spoiler alert, where they showed Yoshi's egg hatching, I think, or trying to hatch in the underground, some underground pipeline. So that hinted massively at a sequel for Super Mario Bros. 2, and we know for a fact it's been like 85% positive there is a sequel, because usually when a movie has that, they're working on a sequel, and they are. But I guess the podcast, the Jared's Game podcast, we like to cover these things as soon as they come out, so you don't need to worry about finding them out, guys. But as soon as we hear a rumour, we will cover it on this podcast. And this is one of the first rumours to come out about the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2. And that is Wario will be in the movie. And which I thought was quite interesting, Matt, because there were quite a lot of characters that I didn't see in the Super Mario Bros. Movie 1 that just released. There was only, you know, Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Peach, you know, and a few other characters like Donkey Kong and stuff that were in the movie. And if you have seen the Mario movie, you would know too, listener.
Yeah.
But there wasn't Waluigi, there wasn't Wario, there wasn't a number of characters. There wasn't Yoshi, the green famous Yoshi, which I was very disappointed about. But you know, we do know for a fact there is another movie, and I think that's what's good, because they're going to introduce the other characters that they haven't introduced in the first film, because Mario is such a massive thing, they can do so many films. This is why I think it's a great idea. I know for a fact we're going to see, I think, Yoshi in Super Mario Bros. 2. That's definite, I think, because of the sequel teaser. But now we know Wario's in the movie, so I don't know about you, before I ask your opinion on this, but I think it's smart that they're making a Super Mario Bros. 2 movie, and they're bringing back the characters that weren't... Because if you think about it, they could have brought all the characters into the first movie, but it would have been crammed. It would have been too much. But now, they're making a second movie, and they've brought... instead of cramming it all in on the first movie, they've spaced it out and brought those well-loved characters that weren't in the first movie into the second one. Your thoughts?
Well, I feel like what they've done is they've set it up so that they can make a 2.
Yeah.
And then I feel like from there, if they can't make a 3, then it's simple. It's just making it off of individual characters and seeing it all from their perspective.
Yeah.
And, like, what they do, or like what's happened like after 2, and like where they've gone from their paths and all that. I feel like that's what they could do with it, and I feel like that's what they might do with it, to be fair.
100%, and bring in those well-loved characters that people want to see, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Wario is going to be. It's confirmed. I think it's confirmed. Wario is going to be in Super Mario Bros. 2. And yes, we are seeing the well-loved actors in this film, like Jack Black, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to see Danny DeVito. I love how Nintendo are literally they've got the actors, the massive actors in their pocket, because they do have billions and billions of dollars, pounds, whatever you want to call it. So they can hire these actors. So yeah, great stuff. I guess let's move on to the last news story. You ready, Matt? Right. So the last news story, and now this is close to my heart, and I'm happy if this has made the news for this week. Monster Hunter series sales up to top 100 million worldwide. Capcom has announced that it shifted a gargantuan 100 million copies of the Monster Hunter series. Thus far as the beloved Japanese franchise celebrates its 20th anniversary, Monster Hunter World and its Iceborne expansion remain the most successful games in the series, selling over 1 million units each year in the 7 years since its release. Sales of Monster Hunter World now total over 25 million units worldwide. Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak expansion have also performed super well, selling over 2 million units annually. Bless you, mate. Annually since each was released. Sales of Monster Hunter are over 50 million units, and Monster Hunter Rise. Sunbreak has exceeded 8 million units, and the next game in the series is Monster Hunter Wilds, which is due out next year. Matt, do you know what Monster Hunter is? Have you heard of it? Monster Hunter, the famous
I've not
Japanese...
heard of it. Do not know what it is, unfortunately, man. I know I'm breaking your heart.
You've just destroyed me, and I'm gonna stop
crying.
I'm joking. Anyway, I mean, I'm like surprised because you. This is why Matt's a G. He's coming onto this podcast to literally support me when the rest of the team aren't here. You know, and he knows a bit about Nintendo, but he's mainly his Xbox. He's more of an Xbox PlayStation fan. So you got to give it to him. He is doing his best here. So just let you know, Matt. Monster Hunter to me is. I think you would enjoy it personally because it's basically it's a massive. I wish it was more well known because it's a Nintendo game. It can't be brought to the Xbox and PlayStation. That's why it's not popular. It's only for Nintendo Switch, 3DS, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
It's an emotional storyline. There's also the main Monster Hunter games like Generations, blah blah blah. Basically, you're given a vast open world, and it's your job to train and defeat monsters. And dinosaurs and dragons. You get to ride them, you get to destroy them, you get to and it's strategic. So you're in an open world. You have you have a weapon of choice like a sword. You can upgrade. You got the town, the village. So you go out into the world, this vast, beautiful world, and you can forage, collect items, craft new weapons, and basically you've got to become the conqueror of all the monsters, and you can just when I say monsters, they're like big dragons and things, and big, historical, mysterious, legendary animals, and you got little ones as well. It's just very beautiful. It's an all round beautiful game. The music's beautiful, and it's been going for years. I think it's been going since the DS. And I feel like someone with you would give it a try. I think when you next come round, Matt, we better. That's a video idea. I'll get you on Monster Hunter. I'll get you on the Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, I mean, did they have a movie?
Yeah, they did. I think they did actually make a spin-off movie that wasn't licensed. I don't think, but it was they had. I think there was. I think I saw a section of. I think they actually did. I mean, I don't know. I think they did.
Because, if I remember correctly, if they did, then I think I have seen a bit of the game, because I do remember seeing, I think, a trailer for the game or something.
Maybe you did. I mean, there's Monster
Hunter stories. I might have seen a little bit now. Now you've spoken about it, but like I said, I wouldn't say that I'm familiar with it. I wouldn't say that I know enough to.
I wish it was more famous. It's just sad. Yeah. The sad thing about Nintendo is, I mean, I'm kind of happy that they've not brought it to Xbox. All respect to Xbox players, it's because it is a Nintendo niche. You're supposed to go to the Nintendo to play it.
Oh yeah, but, I mean that's how you draw in customers. If you know what I mean. Yeah. If you're a business, you have to make your business unique. You have to bring people in, and if you make it so accessible everywhere, then you kind of lose people. You lose customers.
Exactly, which is why Xbox is doing.
What they could do is if they did bring it to them. The problem is if you bring it to people, yes, they have to pay, but you're bringing it. You usually want people to go to you, and if they want it, then they pay.
Because I know for a fact
some of the rights to be able to use it.
I've got friends who actually they are like you. I think the two friends I know are PlayStation geeks. They love their PlayStations, but they've both bought a Nintendo Switch. They don't like anything else on the Switch, but they like Monster Hunter, and they've got a Switch just for the Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I like the Switch. I think it's a very good thing, especially when you're on holiday. So let's say if you're in a caravan, you can link it up to the TV, and you can play the mini games, isn't it? I think.
There's so many games on the Switch.
You've got a lot of kind of games very much like the Wii, but isn't as good as the Wii. It's not the classic Wii.
It's not the classic Wii. I mean, you can get the Wii Resort, but not as good as the Wii.
Because that's why I did like that. I did like the Wii. I feel like the Nintendo's, obviously the Wii is the Wii, and I feel like what they've tried to do is make a version of the Wii, but it's just not worked.
It's because of the nostalgia, I think, and I think everyone who loves has grown up with the Wii in their childhood would agree. It doesn't hit the same. Like most nostalgic things, it doesn't. Like if I play my DS now. My 3DS, it doesn't hit the same as it felt like when I was a kid and I was playing the 3DS and everyone played their 3DSs. But now it's almost like a sad sort of atmosphere around the 3DS.
It's a bit like playing on the PSP and playing Space Invaders.
You get so nostalgic, don't you? You're like, oh, wow, this used to be big, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, I think there's so many ideas I've got to do with Matt, because this is the good thing about someone that I mean, have you got a Switch by any chance, Matt? Have you got a Switch?
I do.
He has it? Oh, he has a Switch.
I have a Switch and I have multiple things. I think I have the Pokemon one as well.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt, he's definitely passed the test.
I'm not a complete noob, everyone.
He does have the Switch. That means I might, when your birthday comes up, when you turn 21, because I'm nice. And I will do this. If you promise to give it a try, I might buy you Monster Hunter, one of the good Monster Hunter games, and you can try it out on your Switch.
I am willing to give it a try. I'm definitely willing.
Well, give it a try around my house, because I need to buy the game, and then we'll make a video out of it. Matt reviews Monster Hunter, and I'll review it as well. Yeah, that's an idea. But yeah, I guess I just want to take this moment to say I'm just very happy that Monster Hunter is finally getting 100 million, like 100. The credit that you believe or think that it deserves, I suppose. Yeah, I'm finally happy it's because I think Monster Hunter, when it was on the 3DS, it was large but not large enough. And when the Switch came out, the Switch got more sales than the 3DS ever did. So the Switch is loved by most people. Like, if you go to a random stranger on the street and say, "Do you know about Nintendo?" They're most likely going to either say the Wii or the Nintendo Switch, because the Wii and the Nintendo Switch were the most popular And the Switch is one of the most prime consoles. Like you're either an Xbox gamer, a PlayStation gamer, or a Nintendo Switch gamer. You're either one of those three in the world. So yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that Monster Hunter kept on going to the point that they brought so many games. They brought Monster Hunter Stories 2 to the Switch, because there's two different types of Monster Hunter. You got Monster Hunter Stories, which is like a spin-off, different type, more of a story-oriented game. It's got a different battle style to it, which is not exactly like the other Monster Hunter games, because Monster Hunter games is more challenging, because you've got to take on this giant dragon with just you, and it's a free battle game. Like you swing around, you A to swing, X to roll. You know, it's one of those games. Like, and you've got to defeat it, and you can throw bombs at it. Like you can. That's what I feel like you enjoy, that sort of thing. You know, you like a bit of fight, a bit of rough.
But I feel like you should never do that action again, though. You know what I mean? Like,
what action? What action? You are a dirty minded.
Swing it around, you know what I mean? I feel like with you blowing BBC, what trumpet? I mean trumpets, yeah.
Matt, you are an insane young man. Get out the room! Get out the window, Matt. Get out the podcast.
I'm actually an adult. You get out of here, you teenager. You're thinking of your own podcast. It's your bedtime. Get to bed.
Be quiet. But anyway, yeah, I guess talking of bedtime, it actually is quite. This is the latest thing I've recorded an episode. This is late at night. It's like 11 o'clock.
It is late at night.
It is late at night. But yeah. So anyway,
don't know. I have finished work and I've jumped straight on.
Matt is a legend. After literally, you know, tearing his hair off his head because his bed won't work, he's come straight to the podcast. I've got to get it to him. So, Matt, thanks again for joining. But we've got to do the question, of course. I don't know. I'm closing the episode, but yeah, I guess last but not least, Monster Hunter Story. I just want to take a moment to say, Monster Hunter is an awesome game. I'm very glad it's getting this 100 million.
Yeah, the attention that it deserves,
Yeah, the attention it deserves. Great way of putting it, Matt. But yeah, I think without further ado, we're going to have a quick ad break, then we'll be back with your questions of the week. Ad break time.
Sorry to interrupt the episode. I'm Rowan Fern, the co-host of this podcast. If you're a regular listener to our podcast, you would know that me and Judah love to hear from our community. Every single week, we read out your comments and questions on the podcast. One viewer wrote in telling us how they found their wife directly through the popular 3DS game, Pokemon X. Bloody hell, you don't hear that every day. You can become that viewer by writing into our podcast email, jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. I know all of you hate ads, so on with the show.
And we're back from the ad break. We are back. We are. That was a lovely ad, wasn't it, Matt? I loved that advert. Did you?
We had a cup of tea, had a few bourbons, you know what I mean?
we had a massive tea break. We took hours and hours and hours. You just didn't notice.
It's like now 1 in the morning.
It's now 1 in the morning. We're ready for this last segment.
Why are you drinking milk? I mean, you're like Reese.
Bones.
What? Drinking milk.
Wait,
have some water.
Bones.
Some water.
No. Water's disgusting. Milk, on the other hand.
You always say this, Bob.
It is.
How can water be disgusting?
Oh, mate, how can you drink water? It comes out of the pipes, right? The fish piss and everything in the... It does. It tastes disgusting. It tastes awful.
Nothing. It's fake news. Everybody, it's fake news.
No, I'm being dead serious here. I just generally don't drink water. That's why I need Air Up to sponsor this podcast. Because
email them, just be like, I'm now BBC verified, certified Glock 3000.
Right, and that is the Glock 3000. No, okay, before this, okay. Anyway, I mean, what do we, last but not least, before we go into this question, what do we think of this lighting, guys? I mean, I feel like I've just been blessed with Jesus' power, and I've just come out of heaven reincarnated with the Saviour of the Lord. I'm literally the brightest I've ever been. I'm white as hell. You can see how white I am with this. I mean, I'm actually more red. Flipping neck. I'm not really that white, am I? I'm more red. I'm a red Indian.
I feel like it's very, I think you can tell that it's late at night from your nostalgia.
I mean, I think if I did this, though, look, you can tell how dark it actually is. I mean, I've got lights in the back, and that's why this isn't actually a ring light. It's a flipping lamp. It's like if you actually showed the camera what this is, it's a flipping lamp. So,
yeah.
I mean, actually, because I've got a 4K camera, this isn't actually going up to 4K, because if I actually put a 4K camera out on my current internet, my internet would blow up. So I'm recording in 1080p. But, I mean, you can tell the quality is good if I actually put the light on my face, so I thought I'd do
certainly.
that. I mean, the only downside is I've been recording this entire episode
I
with
was
a
just going to
flipping
say that, you know,
bulb.
obviously me coming on is to help out you, help out the
team.
podcast, and you know what I mean, the whole community, and I feel like, you know, it's to help out it all and bring everyone entertainment. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So,
honestly, I couldn't be more happy. You know,
do you have like an email that people can email you?
Yeah,
to?
we do. That's where we get our questions from. Yeah.
All the listeners and watchers, obviously, the people on YouTube, you guys can comment on the video.
Yeah.
Or you can, but mainly for the ones that listen on podcasts and stuff, like on Spotify, the actual streaming services like that, let us know what you think of me being on the podcast.
Good idea. What do we think of Matt?
Let us know if you want to see more of myself. If you want me to get more knowledgeable on Nintendo. So let your voices be heard.
You made a really good point there, because I guess, you know, Matt is becoming a member because, you know, you've come out of a time. You've been my friend for quite some time now, like some years now, but like you've come up and helped me out with this sort of stuff because Rowan and Eli have been so busy. So honestly, thanks to Matt. But basically, yeah, tell us, because we do like to. I mean, you will be naturally in the votings of this year anyway, so people will vote if they liked you or not. If you might win the guest of the year, you never know. But yeah, we're gonna have. It is the plan to have a lot more guests on that haven't been on before this year. Matt is one of them, so Matt is returning. Matt might be a member very soon because he's returned more than 4 times. So I think now. But anyway, yeah, let us know what you think of Matt. But before we do that, let's read out who's let us know what they think of us. Who's wrote into the email this week? We have a question here from Gerton. Gerton says, "Heya, what is your favourite streamer to watch?" Just a small hi from me, Gerton from Kentucky, USA, the big USA. Hello, USA.
Hello.
Hello, Gerton. Thanks for writing into the podcast. Favourite streamer? Oh, it's me. I watch myself. I sit down and watch my own streams. I'm joking, I don't.
He does. You should see what he does with his hands.
Right. If I see your mouth move one more time, I'm going to swing so hard that my fist will go through this anyway, yeah, Matt's just too... Matt is degenerate, actually. This is what's funny about Matt. Like, me and Matt have a dirty mind, and I do in my streams, but you are more exuberant with it in my podcast. Exuberant. Did I make that word up? Exuberant.
Probably.
Anyway, Gerton.
Just to find out in the dictionary, find out if it's actually true. Go look at the oldest dictionary in the world. And
I probably just added that.
Yeah, you made this up.
Exuberant. There we go. Make it happen, Oxford Dictionary. Anyway, Matt, because you're the guest, do you watch streamers? Do you watch any streamers? Do you want a favourite one?
I don't really. I mean, I don't really watch streaming. Just because most of the time when people upload, I'm busy. Like, obviously,
yeah,
I don't really. It's hard when you have a job, but I mean, it's just not really my thing. I feel like if someone's got a stream going and it's something that I'm into, then yeah, sure, I'll watch a stream. But if not, then no. I mean, I don't really have like a favourite. I feel like it depends on what I want to watch, like what someone catches me at the time, depending on what I watch. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the whole purpose of YouTube and the whole entertainment, I suppose, that it provides.
I mean, sometimes when people are live, the thing is, like, I agree with you actually, because the funny thing is, I'm a streamer myself, but I don't really watch streamers when they're live. Like, I'm a VOD watcher. Like, I'll watch clips. That's the thing. That's why I've started having my editors now that work for me. Cheers. Sorry. I've got some very kind 2 people that edit for me, and they watch my entire streams, and they'll grab favourite moments that they think are funny, they'll do well, and they'll clip it up, and they'll send them to me, and I'll actually upload them to shorts. And that really has put a lot of engagement on my channel anyway, because I don't think I watch a full live stream usually. I sometimes sit down and watch, like, I'll tune in for a bit and then I'll go off. But most of the time, I am someone who enjoys watching a VOD or a stream that's already been or happened. So to be fair with you, I think that's why it's so important to upload second-hand stream content of your stream, because usually when I do get ready to stream, it's like, you know, I don't know, like, well, when I sit down to watch a stream and it's live, I don't know, sometimes they're not always entertaining, and I'm like, okay, I'll click off, got better things to do. But then if I see the entertaining parts that are clipped up, then yeah. But I guess because Gerton has actually asked what my favourite streamer is, I do have a favourite streamer actually. It's probably going to be Seadog VA. No, Matt don't stream.
Yeah.
Seadog VA. Have you heard of him? Seadog VA.
I haven't not.
He's a Welsh streamer. He's Welsh, but he lives in Japan. Yeah, he's funny, isn't he? What's that face?
This is where you keep on saying sheep shack. This is the thing. That's we keep that to the Welsh, mate.
Paul, all our Welsh listeners are gonna come for us now. Sheep shaggers.
Mate, they're soft. Yeah. They couldn't knock a fly for.
Don't you lay on me? Damn, what the Welsh accent is. I can't do it. It's like, how do we?
What's that, mate?
I can't do it.
You've watched Gavin and Stacey, ain't you?
Yes, I have.
That's a Welsh accent, yeah. That's the Welsh.
I can't do it. I'll mess it up. I can do a Scottish accent, but you can do a better. Why don't you do your Scottish accent? Why don't you do yours?
What, me Scottish accent, eh, Paul?
Yeah, see,
very
good.
Aye, and you bother me, yes. Right, okay. Right, but no, obviously, what I mean, Wales is very soft. I mean, they're all like, "Oh, we don't know how to hurt a fly. We're from Wales." So it is.
Yeah, I mean, Wales is Wales. I can't really, I haven't really got any Welsh friends. But I do have. I mean, he's Welsh, but he lives in Japan now, and he's like one of the massivest streamers out there. I mean, I think I actually do watch a bit of IShowSpeed, just because he's an absolute total nutcase. I just like to see people literally piss their pants. I saw a stream recently where IShowSpeed ate soap. He ate 2 bars of soap live. Because he's that dumb. Like, he thought that there's something that trended recently on streamers where they did the soap challenge, where they would get soap, but it was actually chocolate, and they'd pretend it's soap, and they'd be like, bleh! But Speed, being the dumbass that he is, thought they were actually eating soap, and he actually got Dove, and he ate soap on stream. And he was like, bleh! Bleh! And he was like gagging everywhere. And I was like, what? And he swallowed it. And he was like, okay, on to the next bit. And he opened the next dab up and he was like, oh. And he crunched down this bar of soap, started chewing that up and was about to swallow it. And then he started feeling really sick. And of course, me eating soap.
Yeah,
like, are you mad?
You would throw up.
Oh yeah, but then he searched it up and then he realised after he'd done the challenge was actually fake. And the YouTuber that started the trend got in contact with him on his live stream and said, dude, that was fake. I was faking it. Like, he gave up his entire... He was like, bro, that was fake. You need to go to the hospital right now. And he was like, what? Oh my God, what? Oh, this is how Speed talks. He's like, what? For real? For real? And he starts being a twat. I don't know. I just find Speed.
He probably barked it, but it was probably like,
yeah, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like, life's too boring.
What would have been funny though is if he'd have like come along like the original guy and been like, you silly, you flipping yank.
Oh dear. No, what's funny is like, yeah, I mean, it's funny because I don't know, like, I feel like life is boring sometimes, and IShowSpeed he's just another level of mad. And here's the thing, there's a lot of controversy, and I don't actually know. Do you think IShowSpeed is genuinely a twat, or he's actually, like or is he actually putting on a character? Or is he actually putting on a character just for the stream?
I feel like that's who he is. I feel like he tones it down a little bit, but not much. And I feel like he is a big twat. He is a big.
He's just genuinely like that off camera.
I really want to say the forbidden word, but I mean that's making you do work. Don't. And I can't make you do that.
I mean, Matt did actually say the C word on the last episode, for instance, and like, because certain words you can't say, and I had to like zoom in and bleep that out because on YouTube they're like that. I think, and also I don't know about Spotify actually, but I think on YouTube it should be out to it.
This is why it's taken him so long to actually bring out a video, is because he has been trying to edit out the...
No, it's the internet actually,
What?
but the videos
Yeah,
are coming
no,
out
I
late.
know.
I
Yeah,
apologise for this, guys, but you'll be seeing this
Nah,
alongside
he's
the
lying. He doesn't
level
actually
5
care.
video that just came out. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess thank you very much for Gerton for writing in. I like watching CWV, a bit of Arshis. I like to mix it up. Really, I watch a number of streamers.
Yeah.
You don't really have one, I guess.
Certainly. Yeah, or else you just get bored, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a YouTuber that you like to watch?
No, I just like everyone, really.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Matt's a nice guy, it seems, and he's keeping that mentality up. But anyway, it's time to close off this episode. It's been a great episode with you, Matt. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah.
Please send in your questions and comments to jrsgaming135@gmail.com, like Gertan did. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from, and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening from. Leave us a 5-star rating, please, as this will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description below: our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and Discord server where you can talk to me, Matt, Rowan, Eli, all of us in person. And until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.